Hi there. Taxes in Kenya are about to hit new skyrocketing level. I'm pretty sure by now you've seen all over social media people talking about taxes in Kenya being increased in the next few weeks, next few months. Yes, guys, we're talking about taxes on fuel, taxes on pay as you earn, in essence, income tax, taxes on mobile money, and so forth. Taxes are about to increase drastically. That is, if the new proposed finance bill is going to be approved by Parliament. This is going to be crazy. And of course, at the center of it is that the National Treasury is seeking to increase the amount of money it collects in the country. In essence, it is seeking to increase it by about 364 billion Kenya shillings. That tells you this impact is going to be spread across multiple areas which actually have high volume flow of money in the economy. You are all much welcome to the Money Daily YouTube channel. My name is Afagza Sifuna. And by the way, if you're new here, kindly consider subscribing to this channel. Hapo chini, kuna button imeandikwa subscribe. Click the subscribe button, and also while you add it, also click that thumbs up button. Like this video. Having said that, this is actually a free tax consultancy for you. I'm just sharing with you information with regards to the summary of the proposed finance bill, which is going to impact you in a very, very great extent. And of course, I'm going to be referring to my notes just to share with you where this impact is going to be across over 8 different areas that the government is targeting to be able to collect money from you because they have a deficit. And of course, as a country, we are in a very tricky situation. Reason being, we're talking about us having crazy levels of debt. Of course, the current regime inherited debts upwards of 7 trillion Kenya shillings, a mix of both internal and also external borrowing. This tells you that a good portion of the money that the government collects actually goes towards paying debts which we owe as a country. Having said that, what are the key talking points when it comes to the proposed finance bill which the Treasury has put forth? The very first item which actually impacts all Kenyans out there is additional charges on mobile money. And we're talking about mobile money actually currently having an excise levy of 12%. The new bill proposes for that to increase to 15%. Yes, that tells you that actually transferring money in Kenya is about to get just a bit more expensive because the government is going to be digging a bit deeper with regards to excise levy. We're talking about this increasing, and an increase of about 12 to 15%. We're talking about all the telcos out there increasing their mobile money transfer costs. And of course, that cost is going to be borne by you. In essence, Safaricom, Airtel, name it, is going to push this cost to the consumer, who actually is you and me. That is the first point which this particular bill is going to really impact on our lives greatly. And then the second bit, which actually I can't wait to see how our MPs are going to react to it, is the proposed increase in pay as you earn. That is the income tax. There is a proposal to have the income tax increase from 30% to 35% for those people earning a salary upwards of 500,000 Kenya shillings. Guys, I'm really excited about this, reason being, you know, all our MPs have their salary upwards of 500,000 Kenya shillings. And with that, they are the ones who are supposed to actually pass this into law. Given the salary is going to be touched by this proposed law, are they really going to pass this finance bill? I can't wait for that. But the proposal is actually to have people's income out there attracting 35% income tax in case their income is upwards of 500,000 Kenya shillings. Let's wait, see what our MPs are gonna say. But guys, this is a crazy one, and really I can't wait to see what our MPs are gonna decide when it comes to them discussing and actually approving this particular law. And then the third thing, which I'm pretty sure even you heard our president talk about during the Labor Day celebration, is a 3% charge, which is going to be going towards the housing fund. Yes, we all know the government has been spearheading affordable housing for two folds. First of all, to ensure that Kenyans are able to access decent housing, and secondly, to trigger flow of money in the economy by actually seeing how to spend to create jobs for youth and so forth. And in that regard, there is a proposal to charge 3% of people's incomes out there to go towards this housing fund. Of course, there's a caveat to it because this is actually capped at 5K, whichever is higher, 3% of your income or 5K per month. So we're talking about the government also targeting to get additional money of these to be able to spearhead the housing fund or the housing project, which the government is very ambitious on. It actually targets to build hundreds of thousands of units of housing each and every year. So this is another point which the government is very keen on, for it to be able to actually charge an additional tax or levy from Kenyans. And then there is an interesting other development around turnover tax. And we're talking about there being a proposal for businesses with an annual turnover of over 500,000 Kenya shillings to about 15 million Kenya shillings to pay turnover tax. Previously, turnover tax in the country has just been paid by businesses which have a turnover of upwards of 1 million to about 50 million shillings. Now there is a proposal to lower that threshold, and with this is going to actually net more businesses, because the fact is that actually talking about in the country, most of the businesses making somewhere between 500,000 to even 5 million Kenya shillings. So with the lowering of this particular flow, we're going to see actually more businesses enter this particular bracket. And in essence, more businesses are going to be able to pay turnover tax. And then another interesting area which the government is actually targeting to tap into is actually the government taxing new financial asset spaces. Talk about cryptocurrency. We've all seen in the recent past the buzz around cryptocurrency, even though the market has actually been in a form of bear or doji in the last few months or so. The government is actually still going hard in this space because it targets to start taxing cryptocurrency and other digital assets dealers to pay asset tax. Guys, this is a big thing. Reason being, we're gonna see an interesting scenario whereby those people who are gonna continue partaking in cryptocurrency trading are those who actually are trading with a long-term view. But in case someone is, for example, doing short-term or day trading, guys, this is gonna be abnormally costly. Reason being, think about the tax on these assets, and then you being there transacting frequently, talking about the transaction fees, different requirements for different platforms out there, government taxing you and so forth. What margins are you really making? Unless the margins are ridiculously high, chances are people out there won't be able to make money in cryptocurrency. And of course, in cryptocurrency and digital asset spaces, we're talking about people actually scalping, in essence, them making just very little margins. So with this taxation coming in place, we're going to see ridiculous shift with regards to volumes being traded and also people having interest in cryptocurrency space, right? And then the other area I want to talk to you about, and in essence, this is the fifth area I want to discuss, is the issue around fuel. We've all seen the fuel prices in the country increase drastically over the past couple months. And this began as soon as the new regime got into office. Previously, we saw the regime of Uhuru Kenyatta actually subsidize the fuel in the country. But this couldn't be sustainable once the new regime checked in. And that's why the subsidy on fuel had to be dipped to a great extent. And even beyond that, we're seeing actually a proposal to see the VAT, that is the value added tax on fuel in the country, increased. This tells you we're going to also see the price at the pump get ridiculously high. And you might be wondering, what is the proposal? Guys, it is insane. We are about to pay a leg and an arm for us to get fuel because the government is proposing to actually double the VAT charged on fuel. At the moment, we're talking about the VAT being at 8%. The government is proposing to take that to 16%. Think about it. It doubling from 8% to 16% truly is going to have a huge toll on many people out there. The prices at the pumps are going to get ridiculously high. And if you think about it, the easiest way to get income or even to tap into tax in any country is actually tax that what which is actually used by many people in the economy. And if you think about fuel, guys, it actually affects each and everybody out there, whether you have a motor vehicle or not. Even if you don't have a motor vehicle, still, we're talking about fuel being used in different capacities in production. Still, this is going to impact the prices of commodities out there, prices of food, prices of other things out there. And beyond that, those with motor vehicles are actually going to feel the pinch right from the pump prices, which are going to increase drastically. This is also in the proposed changes through which the government intends to tap in an additional 363 billion Kenya shillings in taxes. And then, the seventh thing I want to talk about is what we normally call tax on evil kind of activities. In essence, we're talking about evil tax, guys. The betting front is also going to take an additional toll because the excise duty charge on betting, guys, is also about to more than double. Of course, we have seen year in, year out, government increase taxes, most of excise duty on these two products, betting, and also we've seen on alcohol, cigarettes, you name it. That's why it's actually called the sin or evil tax. Reason being, these are kind of consumption people engage in. They are in the basic of consumption, but actually they do in case they have extra incomes, and the government knows that. And also to some extent, this is quite addictive. Sad is that the government knows that very well, and actually that's why it's tapping into this. That's why we are bound to see taxes on betting through the excise duty increase from the current 7.5% to 20%. Guys, that's almost threefold increase in taxes. That's how insane it's gonna get. In essence, your stake and even your return on any bettings you partake in are gonna also contribute to the taxes in the country. Think about it, an increase of 7.5% to 20%. This tells you people in the gaming and betting space haven't really seen the worst of it all. Of course, about a year ago, they complained with regards to the government increasing excise duty on betting front. Right now, it is about to get real because it's about to increase by about threefolds, which is very insane if you think about it, but it is what it is. The government is out there thinking about how to get additional taxes, and this is a front which the government is really going to tap into very hard. And then the eighth and the last thing I want to talk to you about is taxes on dividends. Yes, you had it right. Traditionally, dividends have been one of the safety nets when it comes to investing for people out there not to be able to pay tax. Of course, the best approach is actually to reinvest your dividends and you're going to really avoid tax. But if you cash it out, over time, we have seen an increase in tax rate. And the moment you're talking about the tax on dividends being 5%, the government is proposing to triple that. Yes, you had it right. The government is proposing to triple taxes on dividends because the government is targeting to increase tax on dividends from 5% to 15%. And with that, we're going to pay heavily for earnings or returns we're getting from investing in stock market, bonds, you name it. Guys, it is about to get real. And I'm not really sure how this is going to impact investments out there or investors who are really interested in the Kenyan market. What if other markets out there have low or even no taxes on dividends? What is it going to mean for Kenyan farms? What is it going to mean for people targeting to invest in Kenya? This is about to get crazy because we're going to see tax on dividends increase by 3 times, which is very insane. But of course, as stated, the government is in a fix and it is out there to collect taxes by all means. What do you all think about this? Are you ready for the high cost of living which is going to be triggered by this increase in taxes? Are you ready for the inconveniences which are about to be caused by this increase in taxes? And as I shared, I'm really eager to see how our member of parliament are going to react to this. Reason being, one of the biggest impact is going to really touch directly on their salaries, given the salary is over 500,000 Kenya shillings, and the government is targeting to increase the tax rate to 35% for those earning over 500,000 Kenya shillings. Do you think the MPs are going to pass this bill? And of course, I'm pretty sure if it is passed, the president is actually going to assent for it to become law as soon as it's passed. What do you think about this? What do you think the future for us holds as a country? Are we going to be able to continue servicing our foreign debts, our even domestic debts, or how's the situation going to be? Of course, the government is trying its best to see how best to keep the country afloat, to also continue providing essential services. That's why we're seeing increase in taxes out there. But do you think this is sustainable over time? Share that down below in the comment section. Let's continue discussing down there. I'm really eager to see how this is gonna pan out, because it really means you and me, we're gonna see a high impact in our lives. Cheers, look forward to share with you other awesome videos next time.